Yeah.
All right, it's 5 o'clock. I'll call the March 16th City County Planning and Zoning meeting to order. Item number 2, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion to adopt agenda.
And I'll second it since Brent's absent. Everybody vote, carries unanimous. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve February 16th, 2021 meeting minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second, everybody vote, carries unanimous. Thank you. Got no old business,
No.
Scott?
No.
New business, Advantage Boats and Cup number 2021152. Do I have a motion to open public hearing?
Motion up the hearing.
Second. Vote, public hearing open. Y'all wanna come forward, state your name, tell us what we got in mind, please.
Hi, I'm Tabor Raines. This is my father, Bill Raines. Yeah. So,
You want us to go through that?
Yeah, if you'll just kind of tell us, you don't have to go through it line by line, but just, we're aware of what you do, just tell us exactly, we know where the property is, explain kind of about the driveways and the buffers, but it's important to stay in dust, how it's gonna look.
yeah, so take you through that. If you go to the page where you kind of have my my hand drawing over here, my artwork, if you don't mind that.
On the second page from the end.
Yeah, second page from the end, yes. So, the buffer, if you're coming up Mary Alice Park Road, right where it turns into Bald Ridge, right there, you know, there's that railing and it drops off pretty steep, and then there's a lot of foliage moving across that way. So we wanted to make sure to keep that way. It's not super visible from the road, where there's a lot of a buffer there. And then the driveway, we were kind of thinking on that top corner right there.
Yeah, at this time, we're looking at putting the driveway in that top or the bottom left corner, depends on which way you're holding your papers.
Yeah.
And we wanted to put a curved drive in to kind of go behind the initial tree line there for a couple reasons. A, that's generous grade that we see going into it, make it so that people get their RVs or boats down there, they can get them out of the hole. And second, or one of the primary reasons is also we wanted to camouflage this yard as much as possible. So there's a huge estate behind it. The city owns the land just to the left of it, up the hill there. And then there's land down below it as a buffer area, has the right-of-ways on it for the gas lines.
Yeah, land and natural gas line owns that easement right
So
there.
there'll be
Yeah.
some pretty natural buffers along there. And the fencing along the front of the property, we were gonna set behind the initial trees so that it will be, the main function of that, other than security, will be to help close the foliage in from the lower part of the trees. So we were gonna use a fence with some screening on that to help further secure, or not secure, but hide it from the population. We're not trying to advertise on the roads or anything big that there's a storage center there. We already have 3 yards here in the city, and we have over a page of people waiting to get in now. And we know that with the developments you guys have already got going, that there's going to be a big need for that. And we're just trying to get ahead of the curve.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when people usually come to get like set up for the yards, they come to the dealership there. So that way we screen the boats and what they're bringing in to make sure that it is operational and it's a nice clean unit. We don't like having, you know, like just old piles of junk, you know, sitting in there, because we feel that it keeps, you know, just having elevating the yard just has, we get nicer units in there. And honestly, those clientele tend to pay their bills more than ones who have not as nice units, to be completely honest.
We tend to be a couple of dollars higher than everybody else because I don't want the junk.
True. We are about double what it is to be in the northern end of the county. So.
And you won't mind, we'll address this, where the driveway goes, I know there's a pretty steep thing there. If you do get into grading a little of the foliage or whatever, you don't mind planting back a couple of trees if Scott and them decide. We're not gonna get into that, we can do that at the permitting process when you say about if you have to plant in a little to help keep the buffer there where you have to grade that.
Absolutely, yeah.
As we get further into the process.
Right, that'll come more in the permit process than it will in the zone.
Yeah.
I've been talking a good bit with Scott about this, and I know that we're gonna get grilled at the commissioners meeting about the, you know, the aesthetics of the property as well. And that's something I was talking to Scott, as we get further in, I'll be working with both Scott and Everett on making sure that it's, you know, meets their codes and has everybody's, I guess, goals set in place.
Okay. Any questions, Randy? Any questions? Anybody? All right, thank you guys, appreciate that. Anybody else like to speak for or against this application? Now, motion to close public hearing.
Motion to close the hearing.
Second, everybody vote carries unanimous, thank you. Scott, have you got a staff report on this?
I do. You have in your packet, I'll like to read in the record. Property owners made application to the proper authorities for conditional use permit in order to establish an open storage facility as a principal use on the property in the planned shopping center zoning district. The subject property is PIN C27024, located at 318 Baldridge Road. Currently vacant, consists of 7.944 acres more or less. Given the property topography and the existing power line easement, this would be an appropriate use and not easily visible from the roadway. The applicant operator will grade, gravel, and install perimeter fencing around the entire property. The front portion of the fencing will be screened as it runs on both sides of the entrance, to be controlled by an electronic security gate. The entrance will have a 60-foot, approximately 60-foot paved driveway curve from an existing curb cut to the gate, and will travel behind existing trees, thereby minimizing visibility of the entrance from the roadway. Each storage space will be clearly marked, keeping the entire parking area neat and organized. A monument sign for the storage facility will be installed at the entrance driveway near the roadway. Given the above improvements, the staff would recommend approval of the CUP with the following conditions. Number one, the occupant agrees at all times to keep all items stored on the premises in drivable or working condition and to keep trailers roadworthy. Occupant shall not use the facility or space as a shop to service, repair, restore, modify, or otherwise work on stored items. Condition number two, exterior lights located at the facility should be facing in, illuminating only the storage area, and approved by the Department of Planning and Zoning. And condition number three, any facility signage will be permitted by the Department of Planning and Zoning. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions, Mark? Okay, I'll make a motion to send Advantage Boat Center Cup number 2021152 to the council for approval, adding one condition, number 4, that the design and grading will be done in a fashion as not to increase the runoff to any adjacent properties, which you gotta do. And then to also include the items included in their February 8, 2021 application letter, as stated in their letter of application about the grading, the electronic gate access, and existing curb cuts. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second. Everybody vote. Carries unanimous. Thank you. Any announcements, anybody?
Nope.
Let's go home. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Second. Everybody vote. Carries unanimous. Thank you.